And
What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. Welcome to the Lean, where we discuss all things reality TV, recaps, panel discussions, and interviews by celebrities. Thank you. I am your host, Cortez, and I'm here with some of my favorite co-hosts, Chase, Jamie, and Danny. Somebody get a lot pushed out every week. And we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Episode 3, titled, What? There's Something About Crystal. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was something new about Crystal, but then I was like, oh, this they're talking about because I was like expecting something, to be revealed. But we'll talk about it. Of course, before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button if you're watching. I see JP Rob is here. I don't know if he's here for Jamie or Antonio. I'm not sure who, or for Beverly Hills itself. But welcome back, JP Rob. Anyone else is in the chat? If you're in the chat, go ahead and let us know that you're there. And let us know in the comments what you thought about tonight's episode. We kind of talked about it a little bit before we got on live, but I wanted to hear on air what everyone thought of the episode because I seem to be the opposing person. So, Chase, what are your thoughts of this overall episode?
It was okay. I think there are excuse me, are talking points. Just based off the sheer hypocrisy that we've seen for a lot of the ladies tonight, and then the new girl, like what the fuck. So I think that it was okay.
Yeah.
I was entertained.
I was entertained as well. It was. There's very look. There's very clear lines drawn in the sand, and I have to say that I'm here for the teams so far. I like that Garcelle is like she's clocking in, she's working, she's backing up Sutton. So like I'm good with this. Crystal's backing up Sutton, they're backing up each other. I'm good for this.
I fell asleep 3 times, and I'm gonna lie.
Oh God. 2
minutes
ago
maybe,
was 2 times.
Maybe it was just a specific part because the part with at Kyle's event, I just didn't find interest in nothing that was happening there. Maybe
I think you fell asleep there because Teddy was there.
I didn't see Teddy. I fell
She
asleep.
is so pathetic.
I didn't even see Teddy, so I don't know
why you fell asleep.
But there's definitely some talking points. Definitely some talking. I agree with that completely. So in this episode, they are going back to Palm Springs. They're going back to Kyle's property. They went there last year. And this is where Sutton first said, how she felt about Erika and the stuff that she was being accused of last year. Right? So this year, they're going there for Kyle's event. And so, I'm sorry, yeah, for her event, for her store. I'm sure Jamie has bought some things from their child. That's his favorite girl. But at the beginning of the episode, they meet up at Crystal's house. And, from this point, they're really trying to emphasize this Dorit situation. They are really, really, really trying to dig into it. I guess they want us to feel for Dorit like they feel for Dorit. I think that's probably the problem. But personally, it just makes it very less entertaining to me. And I say that because I just don't feel it. I don't believe it. I don't feel it. And so at the beginning of the episode, they come over there, they're going to Crystal's house. And, instead of just, actually consoling the girl and keeping her in spirits, they tend to go into messiness. And there's a lot of hypocrisy. I agree. Lisa later on is talking about let's just focus on our friend. But then you got Kyle, who is clearly trying to start mess because she is the person that got all this riled up. So, of course, she goes and she tells all the ladies about what Sutton has said. And she talks about the statement of, that Sutton says, well, I didn't have a gun to my head. And so, everyone is like, what? And Erika's like, did she fucking say that? Are you serious? Getting her all riled up. And Garcelle is like, wait, like, let's have this conversation when Sutton is here. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people don't give her the benefit of the doubt. So let's have it later. And, it kind of stops there. But I'm not surprised that she brought it up to the ladies about the about what Sutton said, but are y'all? And what are y'all thoughts on how she did it? Do you think that it was done in a tasteful way, if that's even possible, or what did y'all think about it?
It was so like a random ass segue. Like they're sitting there talking about obviously Dorit. And as soon as Dorit gets up one to go to the other room, Kyle can't wait to like, oh, you got to hear this voicemail that Dorit left me. And I agree with you that it feels like they're really trying to drum up sympathy for her with the viewers, knowing full and goddamn well the viewers really do not care about Dorit. And then that segue into, by the way, Sutton came over and said this was just, I'm actually surprised that she said it in front of Garcelle. I wasn't expecting her to say it while Garcelle was there. But Kyle's a mess. You know she is.
Yeah, I noticed what Jamie said. The whole playing of the voicemail thing, it was just so cringy to me. Like, if you're really concerned that your friend had a moment where she broke down, why are you playing that publicly? You know, to me, it seems like Dorit told her, girl, I'm gonna call you and play this recording later, please. That's what I get from it. And then, yeah, you know, someone says it later on, but if you're really concerned about Dorit's well-being, why do you keep bringing drama to her? Yeah. It's just not making sense. If you're saying let her just heal, then let her do that. Don't add more salt on top of her wounds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, Kyle's just a messy ass bitch at this point, and there's no other way to put it. She's messy from the way that she supports her friends. She's messy from the way she let her dog eat off the damn countertop. Ooh. Her boutique messy. She is a messy ass bitch. Let me tell you something. There would be no way on any other franchise, except for maybe Salt Lake City, because they let bad weather get away with everything, but that anybody else would let them get away with this and just not hold their feet to the fire. She is the catalyst for a lot of the drama. And yes, we need drama. And yes, you know, but you're not doing it to be a good person. It's not equal. You're not doing it to be a good person. Like, you're not doing it under the guise that you're saying that you're doing it under. So, like, at this point, if I was Dorit at the reunion, I would let the bitch have it, too, because are you really my friend? It's not appearing that she's Dorit's friend either at this moment.
Yeah.
Well, but Dorit doesn't care. Just like Danny said, like, Dorit, this is all like a PR campaign to keep their little remaining Fox Force 5 intact after Teddy got, you know, disbanded. Last season, none of them were in a good light. The viewers didn't like fucking any of them. So, like, this season, it's on pure, like, damage control. Like, they're all in on it. Kyle, like we've been saying for years, she's a master producer. But at this point, the level at which she's trying to self-produce herself and everyone around her is blatantly obvious. And it's almost distracting to the point that, like, Kyle, you literally have to be front and center in every single scene, driving the narrative of every single scene that you're in. And it's not enjoyable or organic.
You just have to know when to get off the ship. I'm sorry, Danny. You have to know when to get off the ship. And at this point, if I was to read, now is when I jump. Like, are you crazy? Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Danny. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. But I was going to say, you know, we got to have some drama on the show. We know people are going to repeat stuff people say. But I like Sheree. Sheree carries a bone back. She don't care who it's from. It's equal opportunity with her. She's going to get everybody. But Kyle is specifically focusing on Sutton. Kyle will never carry a bone that certain girls say. It's, you know, she will only go after like Sutton and Garcelle. Those are the only bones she will carry.
Yep.
I feel like with Dorit, what's interesting about this is that I agree with you, Chase. I feel like at the reunion, Dorit should definitely hand Kyle something, because it's confusing, because Dorit is not really taking the bait. She's not really the one driving it, even though she keeps telling her it's about her. She said this. Dorit genuinely doesn't care. She accepted apologies. Even when she mentioned it, it's like Kyle is constantly trying to say, you should be upset. You should be upset at this. And that's just what's irritating, because it's like, you know, later on in the episode, Renna is just like, let's focus on what just happened. Let's focus on what just happened. But you guys, you guys are picking and choosing what you focus on. And I just hope that Dorit, you know, kind of lets Kyle have it a little bit, because it's like she's clearly trying to stir up mess. And I'm glad that it seems like Sutton is slightly starting to see it. I mean, she did say, you know, take the knife out my back. So I think she's like she's seeing it, but she knows she got to play nice enough. But yeah, I just feel like it's just crazy, because Dorit, she's not even really the one driving it. It's Kyle that's constantly trying to make it an issue. And I think someone said in the chat that Kyle is triggered by her own robbery, maybe. But at the same time,
she wasn't home.
Well, true, she wasn't. And I just want to say that not everybody, that's in general, not everybody has to feel a certain way about people's stories and what people go through. Yeah. Everybody doesn't process things differently, which kind of takes us into what, you know, Sutton talks about. So we're skipping around, but when she's actually addressed about it, later on, he basically said now Sutton kind of confused. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little confused because what she's trying to say is I don't understand how does it justify what she said. Like instead of just saying I didn't mean to say that, she's trying to say she doesn't do guns. So basically, that was like her way. But at the same time, Sutton is a very awkward type of person, and so I think that's just how she, kind of had like diarrhea at the mouth versus dealing with it. But what did y'all feel about her explanation on why she, like when she was addressed about it and why she said it? Danny.
I was okay with it because honestly, at the end, she said when she gets triggered and feel those things, she says stuff that she shouldn't say and doesn't make sense, and that doesn't make sense. And so, I mean, she really wasn't justifying it. She said stuff she shouldn't have said.
Yeah, she owned it.
Apologized. If I hadn't heard her say that part where she says, I act like this and I blurt stuff out that doesn't make sense and I shouldn't say, then I would have been feeling like you, like, girl, how does this correlate? But now I understand that it's with her, it doesn't correlate. It's just blurted out by her.
And I think that's when it became very painfully obvious that Sutton is Kyle's target for right now. Because once Sutton completely owned it and it didn't have to get brought up to Dorit, Sutton walked right up to Dorit and said, I know that this is being said. She owned it. She took responsibility as she explained that she's triggered, that she gets awkward. Sutton, probably disassociates whenever it's in awkward situations. We've been saying that for the past 2 years she's been on the show. So Kyle had nowhere to go with it. Now it's like, well, I don't feel you were empathetic. I don't feel like you were genuine. Well, girl, like that's neither here nor there. Why are you inserting? I don't care how you felt sitting in front of me. It doesn't have anything to fucking do with you. Dorit was more upset about Crystal than she was about the Sutton thing. And Kyle just couldn't stand the fact that other people weren't outraged except drunk ass, doped up Erika. Nobody cared about the drama she was trying to create.
Yeah.
Erika was sitting there. Let me tell you something, honey.
Okay, girl.
Erika is really trying to find some way to create dialogue between her and Sutton. It's quite sad.
She's not giving it. She's not getting it.
Because it's like she literally, you would think for her, the way she ended last year, you think she would pay Sutton dust.
Because that's what she said she was going to do. She said, you don't exist, I'm ignoring you.
To find any little way to get into an argument with Sutton and stuff she don't even give a fuck about. Like just anything. And it's very annoying. It's like, girl, shut up and drink your alcohol or whatever you're doing. She really, like, I agree, after last, she definitely is going through some alcoholic and pill popping era because she
causing her to beg.
Baby, she is
borrowing steal.
The way that she bed around people's stove,
the way she bed around them people's stove, that was gratification for me. I lived.
Yeah.
And Kyle, she said, we got to ask Kyle to let us keep some of this stuff. Girl, buy something from your friend's store, you fucking beggar. My God.
Wait, it's not even, it's her doing that, of course. But if the editor show that many times, as they showed it, every other scene, can you buy me this ring? Oh, you think Kyle let us have this? Kyle, I'm gonna need something to drink. How many times do you actually think she said?
Girl, it's giving the broke friend on the trip. It's giving the friend on the trip to be like, let's just go. Let's drink inside the house. We gotta look at the house.
No, it's giving the friend. I only had a salad.
Right, right. That's what it's giving.
It's giving the friend that says, "Girl."
Sometimes I don't know, friend. I mean, I get it, but girl, now damn, I had a salad. You know, I had a porterhouse steak, the biggest champagne. I'm just saying, but no, I'm just saying. Hey, do it big.
I agree with
you. She's the friend that forgot her wallet conveniently when the check comes. Girl, I'll get you.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna send you money.
You used to go to the club and your friend would tell you till y'all got to that damn dope.
Oh shit! Get my cover.
And it wasn't no cash out back then, so you, girl, come on.
Okay. So they go on the trip or whatever to Palm Springs. She's opening a store there. They're out there. I remember seeing this picture back when they were filming, when they were in Palm Springs, and I was like, oh yeah, because I remember seeing Garcelle's hair. I did not like it, by the way. Still don't like it on camera. And they're kind of showing light to Dorit not dressed. Not that she's not dressing up, but I guess they want to highlight that she's like so distraught that she's not really thinking about her appearance as much anymore. All this extra, and Garcelle is there helping her out, but
the brown help, the black help.
Right.
Damn it, I
Right.
got mad.
Dorit loves some black help, child.
Ooh, I got mad.
Crystal sits Sutton down. She says that she is on, a good path with Sutton. She wants to keep it, so she feels obligated to let her know and talk to her. So she lets her know, about what Kyle brought up at her house the last time they were out together without Sutton. And that's where Sutton gives her explanation about the gun talk, and I mean, do you feel like it was Crystal's place to say anything? Do you feel like she's within her right? I didn't see an issue with it. I just thought that maybe they would have just did it all when everybody went together, like Garcelle asked. But Crystal clearly had other intentions. I don't know what y'all think.
I think Crystal saw last season and got a lot of flack online for being in the midst of conversations about Sutton where she didn't open her mouth, where she let the other girls drag. I think Crystal is a very smart woman, and I think she knows the optics of things. I think she genuinely likes Sutton too. But in her mind, she was like, if Garcelle already hasn't told Sutton, I need to tell her because I don't want Sutton to think that I'm sitting here partaking in like a bass session like happened last season. So I think it was a little genuine. Probably was a little bit of saving her own ass as well. But I mean, I would too. I would say, look, these girls are running you down.
She did the right thing. I'm glad that she spoke.
And I felt it was 100% genuine from Crystal and her approaching Sutton.
Okay. How y'all feel about that? She don't go shopping, or she don't go to stores. What you say? She don't go to stores.
That woman
I was like, girl, you are not that far removed.
Okay, you are not that rich.
She used to be a bodegas.
Yeah, she don't go to the store because she's sending out her hoes to go get her clothes. That's what they say. Oh, to get the
clothes. Everybody has their first time, and I hate that.
And it's
such
funny.
An underwhelming experience.
And she talks about it's classless to do that. It's classless to do this. It's not. She don't think it's classless for Erika to beg her to buy her a ring.
Listen. And when does she know? Listen. I mean, I think that the C word, class, is something that's innate with you. And yes, you can be exposed to many a thing, but darling, at the end of the day, either you have class or you do not. And I think that someone who just got into some money, a couple of years ago, might want to pipe it down a little bit.
Okay,
or whatever.
10 years ago, you were living in a third world country in Europe. Like, let's not talk about class.
I hate when people use the word class. No. Class is very relative, okay? You cannot sit here and tell somebody they ain't got no class. You don't have class, tell somebody they don't have class.
They don't have class. That's not
get your ass up. So when I see people do that, I'm just like, okay, girl, like, what do you mean? Why don't she have no damn class? Diana, to me personally, she's okay. I don't quite understand her a lot at the times, just because of her accent and the broken English it is there. But we're gonna talk about her more, I guess, in the later scene when we get into this last part, whatever. Now, how did y'all feel about Sutton throwing her little shade about Kyle stabbing her in the back?
Loved it.
Like, you take yours out first. And Kyle was like, "Oh wait, I didn't do it." I'm like, Kyle. I don't know what Kyle got going on, but Kyle is trying to, he's trying to spice it up a little bit, especially in the last scene. But and they say that she actually does something really big this season. I'm curious to know what it is.
Sell out her sister.
Oh yeah, probably with the
and I'm wondering if that's where her problem with Sutton is in starting this episode, because I'm sure by now Sutton and Kathy are already hanging tight and she's not included. So
yep. Kyle just doesn't. I mean, we've seen this happen over the years. Kyle tries to be like the nice, amiable person, but she does not like when other people get more shine. She didn't like it when Kim got more shine.
Yeah.
She didn't like it last year. You could tell in all of those interviews, she did not like that the ladies were gravitating towards Kathy. She does not like when women like other women more than her. And
she should be likable.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be a cunt. I don't know what to tell you. But
she's not likable.
She doesn't have the acting chops for that. She doesn't have the acting chops.
She's not likable.
She's not.
And I'm glad that Sutton, has firmly let her know without striking an all-out war. Baby, I see you. We see each other. We good. I see you.
Sutton has stepped her shit up from last season. I mean, our big critique of Sutton last season was she cries and she kind of stutters and she doesn't engage. So far, 3 episodes in, Sutton has stood her ground. She hasn't like tried to stutter, talk her way out of something. She's been like, yeah, I don't know what to say. This is it. What do you want from me? And when they were all ganging up on her last episode of night, she stood right in their face and was just like laughing almost. She was laughing at Erika. She was laughing at Kyle again tonight, laughing at Erika again tonight. It's like, I'm proud of her. Go Big Sut.
I applaud her for not crying tonight.
They want Big Sut out
I
that show.
applaud Sutton for not crying.
Yes, they are definitely trying.
They want her out.
They're definitely trying to ice her out. Before we talk about that too, one thing I think is 2 things I thought was very classless in this episode actually was Diana and I know her zodiac sign because clearly
she's a Leo.
Clearly a Leo, or a Virgo. She's a Virgo, right? Yeah.
No, her birthday's August 3rd. That's a Leo because I'm a Leo. I'm August 8th.
So with her, I thought her birthday was in between the dates on the screen. So it's August 3rd.
I heard August 3rd. If that was her birthday, then she's a Leo. And the way she acts gives me
I
big
thought
me
that
energy.
the dates that were on the screen, those were the dates they were showing to show that she was a Virgo. But maybe I got it wrong. I'm not sure. Whatever it was, she's wrong. She's wrong.
Dead wrong.
She's a wrong though. The bitch is a wrong though.
She's a wrong though.
23rd, so she's a Virgo.
No, right here. She was
23rd.
October 24th.
Not October, bitch.
I'm looking online right now.
Baby, I'm
October. Wait, what?
Well, was that Diana or was that the name she was using when she was the Hollywood Madam?
Allegedly. I'm not going down with him.
I just typed it. 24th, 1973.
Danny's our fact checker. I love it.
The second thing that was classes was Kyle's dogs eating people's food. That was so
nasty.
So disgusting.
Fucking dogs up.
Brenda kept the plate and kept eating.
She touched the dog.
You know what?
All on the dog.
They need to take Garcelle's black card because I know, and not one black person I know gonna sit there and let a dog eat around them like that. What, girl? That dog would have got kicked so damn hard.
You know, I'm gonna say
I had
something.
a dog.
I have a dog in the living room. I wish he would eat off somebody's plate.
I want to say it. Oh, and I know people have said it. It's been said. It hasn't been said from us yet on this season. You know, I think that we've gotten acquainted with Garcelle for about 3 seasons now, and I just think that the reason why she may fit in with this group of girls and Kathy's friends and Big Sut's friends and all of these ladies is because she ain't black like this.
Baby, she black with a Q. What they say on Housewives of Beverly? Black with a Q.
She's a sister.
That is just nasty. But at least she's acknowledged her dogs are not trained. Okay, so then
and she's laughing.
She
laughed about it.
Like
she's like, "Oh, he does that." I was like, "Well, put him in a room.
Like, take him away,
nasty bitch." My God.
What's a dog to rent to anyway? She's already eating with rats and shit. So
okay. Dog rat. Yeah. She's got a fucking Noah's Ark over at her house.
Dog was approved.
Yeah.
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Yeah, Ratatouille.
Oh, she's so nasty.
So then they're eating their dinner. Once the dogs decide to stop eating off their plates, Garcelle says, "Let's talk about the Sutton thing." And you know, basically Sutton, you know, talks about the apology she gave to Dorit. Dorit says the apology is sincere, and you know, it's kind of like okay, but Diana steps in and she's just like, you know, I think she's clumsy with her words and her behavior. And the first thing I said was, okay, where did she possibly get this from? And I thought, was it because of the dinner last week? But then I thought it's because of Crystal, because her and Crystal are actually friends or they know each other. And I kind of got, you know, she did kind of talk about her. They came to the party together last week. They came together this time, and I'm thinking that Crystal told Diana about what happened last year, or she watched the show, or the case may be. But
I think she watched the show. Probably a little. If her and Crystal are friends, she probably watched the show last year to see her friend on the show.
Well, how did y'all feel about not what she said or just her saying anything. Because it's always weird seeing a newer person come in, especially with such a bold statement. You know what I'm saying? Because Sutton, she don't really know her like that. And she don't really know her like that. She's only seen her twice now, I guess. So how did y'all feel about her speaking at all? I just felt like it was crazy.
I thought it was classless.
There you go.
I mean, and no, because seriously, I think she got bits and pieces. I think Crystal, she either told her, like you said, or she saw last year's thing that happened. I'm pretty sure. Didn't Rinna invite her to Harry's birthday? So Rinna probably talked to Rinna after the birthday. Erika probably told the girl, "Let me tell you what to do, girl. Buy me this ring, and I'm gonna give you the skinny on this one." Like,
yeah.
I mean, she wasn't wrong. When Sutton started her first season, we all had the same feedback, like, because Sutton came in the same way. She came in, she was talking to Teddy like, "Girl, you're boring. Girl, I thought you were this." Like, Sutton can be abrasive. But
she was right
to know Sutton, she was right. But getting to know Sutton, you're like, yeah, she's an awkward girl. So I thought that was a pretty spot on assessment. I thought it was rude as fuck. Like the way she delivered that.
I haven't told something.
Yeah, it was the fact that she said you say things that it hurts people and you're clumsy with your word and your actions. I'm like, now, girl, you done met this woman one time.
What she said was incorrect because I like Sutton. I do think Sutton does have. She does get herself in situations. She says a lot of things. Right. She has mouth diarrhea and everything going on, but to kind of go for her to say it, for one, it just felt very like, girl, who asked you? And it just gave them more of things to say. And then you got, of course, Erika's looking for her windows of opportunity to come in, and she, comes in and just basically is just trying to talk to Sutton on the side. And it's like, do you feel good about what you said last year? And then she asked her, she was like, yeah, I would do it again and again. I'm like, okay.
Sutton said she felt great.
Like, great.
I love it. Sutton gave her nothing.
Said,
nothing.
Like,
nothing.
Okay, that's what I would have did. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, when it comes to Diana, she definitely spoke to her like she got hoes. She was very firm in her word. She wasn't shaking on it. She was like, "You are an awkward girl. You're weird, and I will put you on a corner." But I think it's one thing to be new, to be rude, abrasive, and wrong. It's a whole another thing to be new, rude, abrasive, and right. Because it's like, girl, you don't even know me, bitch. Like the look on Sutton's face was like, that is priceless. That's gonna be a meme. I need that today because the way she looked at her, like, girl. It's something is definitely brewing between those two, and it looks like Diana's looking for a fight, and it's like the Sutton have kidney written on her back. Like, I don't get it.
But she's standing up for herself.
Easiest target. Diana don't want to do too much targeting. Sutton looks like the easiest target to her.
Did y'all see when Erika started speaking how Christ said, "Oh Lord, here we go."
Yep, I love it. She said, "Here we go.
Oh, Lord, here we go."
I love it. I was super proud, like Danny said earlier. I was super proud of Sutton in this because if I had a bitch saying that shit to me who I just met a week ago, I would have got defensive and I would have started like talking shit. Sutton just sat back and took that shit and said, "Girl, it's not worth a response. I don't know you. I don't know who you are." Though. She handled them hoes with class. Now, Sutton was really the classy one in this whole thing. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't get out of character. She kept her cool. She was just sitting back there. She supported her friends. Like, these other girls foaming at the damn mouth, puking on themselves with too much liquor and drugs. Like, Sutton was the MVP.
Okay.
Again, this week.
Hey, Isaiah. Welcome to the Lean. This is my first time. And welcome every Wednesday right after the show. Thank you for watching. So let's talk about this. Ask Kay asked the question. So she said, can someone explain to me what Crystal is crying about? I'm so confused. So I was confused too. And then I started to I actually woke up because I did take a nap. So she is saying, so last year when they were having the whole moment about how Sutton violated her when she walked into the bathroom on her. Remember they had that whole conversation and they even showed a clip where they were basically saying she wasn't violated, like the word violation. That wasn't the word. They even put like a definition on screen and all the ladies were basically saying like I understand what she did, what Sutton did was wrong, but she didn't violate you. And she said she felt violated. So what she's saying is, as it relates to this year, when they're talking about Sutton's behavior, last year they didn't give her the benefit of the doubt, but this year they're doing it for Sutton in terms of how she has made what's her name feel, and so she feels like they are hypocritical, as it relates to how they treated her last year. She said that she was triggered by it because they are invalidating her feelings, and so that's what they did to her last year. And so what it sounds like, what I got from it, we're gonna talk about it, is that she is saying, like, in other words, if y'all don't agree, then it didn't happen, and nobody should feel a certain kind of way.
And I applauded there.
And I like what she said. But Kyle didn't seem to get it. She was trying to.
No, she got it.
She got it.
Did she get it?
She didn't want.
Yeah.
She was just shooting it down. She understood perfect. She was playing stupid and gaslighting.
But if you shoot it down,
absolutely. Absolutely. Because at that point,
personally,
everybody accepted that it was over. Crystal said, it's okay. We don't need to talk about it. Everybody at that point was like, okay, we don't. And Kyle kept, like, on 3 separate occasions, no, I want to know what does Crystal mean? I don't blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl, this woman.
I don't know, but
really
I don't know what else there would be to tell her,
at all.
Because she kept trying to compare. Like, no one is comparing the situation. No one is saying that this one is way, way higher than the other. You know what I'm saying? Dorit went through what she went through, and she went through what she went through. You know what I'm saying? And Kyle just was, to me, she came out very insensitive. As much as she was talking about Sutton, she was kind of doing the same thing, because she basically was trying to say, I understand what you went through, but we should care more about what Dorit went through, because that was way more traumatic, and that's not fair at all. That's what Crystal was trying to say. That's what Garcelle was trying to say. They were the only two that had a level mind. Everybody else was just kind of quiet. Reynolds she didn't have the range for the conversation. She went to go pee. Well, her
absolutely.
So
love himself.
Go ahead.
Like, I understood.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jayne. No, I'm joking.
I thought you were speaking. Go ahead.
No, but listen. Those points, are valid points. I just find, y'all know how I am. Like, with the whole Wendy thing. What are you talking about?
No, I'm reading. I pronounced it wrong. It's Asia, not Asai.
Come on, you better correct them.
You better get me together, child. Go ahead.
Like, with the whole Wendy thing, I had no sympathy for Wendy because she had none for Monique. We're not going to bring that up like in conversation, but that relates to how I feel with Crystal. Last year, Garcelle was boohoo crying down to the table. I feel like I'm on the outside. I don't feel like anyone cares. And what did Crystal say? I don't feel that they treat me differently. I don't feel that they don't care about me. I don't feel like I'm not a part of the group. And now look at you. Where did this even come from?
Chase, that point exactly. I've seen with Crystal. Because last season, what did we say all season long? Crystal wants to be in with it seems like she wants to be in with this group of women so fucking bad. Like, she wants to be accepted by these group of women, that she was so quick to just, I'm gonna let y'all run Sutton low. I'm gonna let y'all see what you're doing and these microaggressions you're giving out to Garcelle. And as long as it's not directed at me, I'm okay with it. She even, let them say, okay, whatever, Sutton was wrong, but we don't believe, like, you shouldn't feel that way, blah, 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 blah. And I think now that she's gotten closer with Garcelle and with Sutton and Garcelle have both been a lot more honest and open with her, as more than Kyle and these other women, and she's starting to peak game on these other women too. And like, she's like, y'all are fake as fuck. Y'all ain't doing shit with this.
Crystal was like, y'all said for me to give her the benefit of the doubt,
and now
that's time, but y'all won't give her the benefit of the doubt now. Why? Why can't it be done now?
Yep. She sees how they react, and that's just. I'm glad. Like, I'm not as ambivalent as Chase is, but like,
Kyra, I love when she said that.
Yeah.
I don't care. Too bad. So sad. Make him my man. Oh well.
But I mean, the fact that she called Kyle in the out and says it's hypocritical. Like, y'all do this shit, and I'm not vibing with this. Like,
but it's hypocritical for you to feel that way until you feel that way.
Absolutely.
You would just dismiss it to someone else. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, well.
And we wore her low last year. We turned on her so fast.
She's saying it too, so I'm okay with her saying it this season.
Exactly.
It's very clear that
she's right.
She was very much so pick me last year. She wanted to fit in. Okay. Well, honey, she didn't fit in. So now she knows, and I think hopefully she moves differently. However, I don't. It's she gets into it with Garcelle and Sutton at some point, and I see how she gets into it with them soon, based off of the preview for next episode.
Because what is she
already?
What is in the preview of the clip? What does it look like she's going back to do?
It looks like she's going back to talk about more about Sutton.
Get picked again, to get chose again.
Right, all right. So I mean, the jury is out for me on Crystal. Like, she's cool. I understood what she was saying. But I also wasn't that moved because I'm like somebody said in the thing, girl, that was 2 years ago.
She is emotional, like Kyle said, like everything that
I never noticed her to be I've never noticed her to be that. She's always been that way, emotional, and
she was emotional last year.
Yeah, she was emotional.
But I thought that she was within reason to be. Outside of that, I don't want to talk about the violation thing. She was also emotional about Sutton's comment. And so I feel like that's well within reason. That other stuff, whatever. But maybe she didn't have many moments for me to notice that she's an overly emotional girl, because outside of that, she didn't have much going on.
Well, probably because in those interactions, Sutton was more emotional than her, so she kind of eclipsed.
You should have been emotional about them ugly leather pants.
Emotional about what?
A comment.
Them ugly leather
Asian. I can't put it on the screen.
What? No, I
look at the chat.
You go to the chat. I already put up the fucking. Ooh.
Asia,
y'all know I can't see,
baby.
What you can't come in here talking.
But that's true, Asia, because I say that all the time. Like, whether you're Black, Asian, non-Black, Latino, you can try to be as accepted as white supremacy will allow you to be in their spaces, but behind closed doors, you're still in the You're not there.
I wonder what the hell she said. I don't know.
Chase, like, how you go back, baby? Hold on.
We can't see you, Chase.
I need to lean to hire me a production assistant. Oh yeah, don't say that, baby. Don't you trying to get some out of here, girl.
This Asian first night. Welcome, girl.
Okay, she's been in here 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
we welcome it all. I just think
we promote from within. Keep it up, girl. We promote.
Well, you know what? Like I said, I'm Crystal. She is a very sensitive girl. We saw that last year. She came off kind of tough, but then at the end of the day, she wasn't. And so
I'm okay with her, long as she a Garcelle and Sutton team. When she go to the side, I'm a read.
But then she already about to jump ship.
And I'm
I don't know.
You go jump ship.
Yeah. All three of them are still Sisterhood of the Traveling.
Well, I think they're close now. So. I think they're gonna definitely have a little moment at maybe at the reunion.
Listen,
Garcelle and Sutton had to jump her in.
Yeah.
Well, she if it looks like, okay, so apparently there was more that was edited out. We're just going based off of the trailer. More that was edited out of what Sutton said, and Sutton may have been protected in some ways. And so
Oh yeah.
You go back and run to the Fox Sports 5 and tell her.
Yeah, wasn't it that I thought I've been hearing on social media that it was cut that during that conversation, Sutton alluded that Dorit may have been in on the robbery.
Oh, you think? I thought it was from
last season.
They're talking about from last season. What they're talking about?
Yeah, last season. So what it seems like is that Sutton may have said a lot more. In that conversation.
Oh, you're talking about from initially.
Yes, that's what I got from the trailer of next week.
Which is why she would bring in Kyle from it. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, because it seems like maybe this is my prediction. Y'all can give y'all's. Maybe she goes and talks to Kyle, and Kyle is like, you know what? I've listened. I've sat. I apologize for how I approached you, and they talk about the whole violation thing, and then from that it kind of expands, because that violation thing was all a part of the whole. I don't see color. It was a whole storyline. You remember, it was like all together. So I feel like that's how they get into it, but I don't know. That's my prediction.
That makes sense, because it makes sense that in that conversation, Kyle was trying to steer Crystal in a direction, take it off her, and go back.
They want her to go. Look at how Erika was on her campaign. Erika got her ass in that seat, and she said, "You see," she said it was Crystal. It was who say it was Crystal? It was me, and now it's what we say now it's Dorit. She's the commandant. I want her out. That's basically
it was planned.
I want her out.
Erika,
I want her out of here. That's what I got from.
It was planned. Erika's not that smart to make that connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know what's so crazy with this? I feel that, you know, Sutton might not be the only one up for grabs. It's a lot of girls up for grabs. Reynolds up for grabs. Kathy Hilton's up for grabs. Nobody is safe. And that's why if you watch this, Dorit, baby, you need to do what you got to do. Even Portia threw Phaedra under the bus to keep her job. You might want to get to throwing bitches under the bus and keep your stuff going on, because it feels like with 10 girls, like when New York did 10 girls, they came back with 7. You get what I mean? So they only have a lot of girls one season, so they can come back and edit it the next one moving forward. So
It needs an
a lot of
overhaul.
jobs up for grabs.
Get rid of some.
It needs an overhaul. Yeah.
Some of them that've been there a long time.
Well, Kyle said that she was thinking about quitting, right?
Yeah,
Girl, Bob,
Kyle wants to hear us
go.
on social media say, "No, girl, don't leave." That's
Nobody said it.
Speaking of
It'll
that,
never happen.
specifically,
You'll never get it.
What's her name? When Crystal was like, "I'm about to leave, I'm about to go," I'm like, "Okay, well, girl, you ain't moved yet."
She ain't got up. I hate that.
But what got me was that Diana, the pimp, said, "All right, well, I'm a chaperone, aka let me take her back so I can get her ready for tonight." That's what I got from it. Let me take Crystal back.
Look at what Sasuke said.
What's that can say? Oh yeah, I don't think
that.
Dorit knew. PK set that robbery up. He was Dorit carrying a. How was Dorit carrying a black Birkin? Way back when you were robbed of all your bags. I don't know, child.
Because insurance take a while to cut you a check.
Not if you're rich.
Well, they're not rich. They owe money.
Well, isn't PK like behind on some tax stuff or something like that? Aren't they like
talking about it?
Weren't they weren't they like? Yeah, they was.
The people say.
And I don't think they ever came to the green or the black, as they say. So I don't.
And when is Erika going to offer proof up that she's been vindicated or everything? Because she keeps saying everything has been proven not to be true. I'm so sick.
No, where? In what? Because Us Weekly said you won a court case and they moved it to another state.
Okay, that's really all they said. It was
okay. Like, girl, if your news source is Us Weekly, baby, I can see why you got yourself into this mess.
I'm dead.
And she probably fed the story to him.
She typed it up.
Wait, no, this is what she said. She said, "Us Weekly, this is Harry Hamlin."
WTF.
WTF. She's been vindicated.
That is crazy. But yeah, so I mean, it was pretty much the episode. You know, they end up leaving, and they, you know, kind of talk about it a little bit in the car. Sutton does leave with Crystal and Diana because they are staying at the hotel. And then, like I said, next week's episode we have. It looks like I said, Crystal is singing like a canary about what happened with Sutton, and maybe there's more to last year. So I'm curious to see what happens. Apparently, you know, she gets into it with Crystal, not Crystal, Sutton and Garcelle, but she gets into it with Erika. And I think she gets into it with somebody else too. She did an interview recently on one of those channels. And I think it may be Kyle. I don't know. It was somebody else.
Like I told you, I'm on Crystal's side now. I'm jumping ship when she goes at Sutton and Garcelle, and I'm jumping back on Crystal's side when she go at Erika. So we know.
Okay. He said, "Don't call me no flip flopper," because I'm telling you right now,
I'm flipping and flopping.
I'm gonna flip flop.
I know that you guys said that you did not like Garcelle's hair, but I just thought that her dress was so pretty, and especially since me and her had the same body type, I think that I would look really good in it. So I would like to know who was
wait a minute, you had to laugh yourself. The dress she wore in Palm Springs?
Me and Garcelle got the same body. The titties hang the same way. The guts got the same way.
Oh,
can we really quick talk about how Kyle's store is literally just caftans and oversized bags that she wears?
You listen, if you want a moo-moo, you know who to go to.
That's all her store is. It's like, welcome to Kyle.
It's desert,
like, literally Kyle.
Desert
bitch. And it looked like the desert because there was nobody in that party.
Oh, I thought I saw you in the background, Jamie. You like you was there.
Never.
You know,
I was working the party. She hired me as help.
But you know what's so crazy? Remember the fallout from that party in the press between Garcelle and Teddy, and Teddy was like, "I will never film with them again, and I'm over it." You know, they really chopped Teddy at the bit. The fact that we would see anything, because what happened?
As boring as she was, this was one of the first times I thought Teddy looked nice.
I said,
I,
hey,
you
I
know
didn't
what?
Teddy.
I'm
see
gonna go.
her.
I
I
did
feel
not
bad.
see Teddy. Oh my
I
god!
didn't see her.
I literally dozed off. I did. I was like, ooh. Then I
But
woke
she
back
was
up
so
and then
lame. You know, our production makes all the housewives
Poor
stand
Teddy.
in a line together, and
Drop
or the
B
person
said,
giving the speech.
"Can we talk about the font on the storefront? What did it look like?" Shit, I didn't.
Times New
Wait,
Roman.
not not this
Creative.
picture.
Hold on, look at this picture. It's the
What
picture.
picture?
Drop beat. Look at me. Okay, come on. That's
Welcome,
one of my
Drop Beats.
favorite
I don't think
songs
I've seen Drop
ever.
Beats. I don't think we've seen Drop Beats before, have we? Is Drop Beats new?
Shout
Drop
out to
Beats is new
Drop
to
Beat.
me.
New to
Okay.
me, yes.
Well, I'm
Welcome
gonna go ahead
aboard.
and free the line for a few call-ins today. We kind of talked about everything, unless I missed something. Feel free to bring it up now,
Oh,
panel.
Lord, let me have
But I'm gonna go ahead and send the link. This is the time for anybody who's watching to call in. You can do video or you can do audio and give us your thoughts and your opinions on the episode or anything on the episode. We'll go. I sent the link
Come
out.
on, Asia.
Join the link. Yeah, Asia.
Right.
If it's your
Asia,
first
hop
time
on,
in the
Asia.
room, go ahead and make it your first time calling in. I'm really curious to what you have to say because you came in
That was the
blazing.
equivalent of the pastor at the church when he says, "Can the visitors just raise their hand and come to the front, come to the altar?" All
Right,
the visitors.
right.
Is there one?
Let's see who we got up in here. Hold on. So I love that we have a lot of
I
returning
need a
callers.
production assistant.
What you need assistant for, Chase?
I'm tired of scrolling up and reading these shady comments.
That's very
Call in and tell
Drew
us.
of you. That's very Drew of you. How many assistants
Well,
do
I
you
actually
chase?
have some. I actually have something that needs to be done.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Are you gonna pay him?
And
Oh, Sammy said hire me. Sammy, I don't think. I
don't think Sammy. I don't.
All right, we're gonna
Sammy
take our first caller right here. Our
Sammy
first
be
caller is
waking
gonna
up
be
late.
Lisa. Hey, Lisa, what's up?
Whoa!
How you guys doing tonight? Hold on. First thing I want to say like this right here. I heard it come about Asia.
Wait a
Asia
minute.
means I was raised in a
Your
black
audio
community.
is very distorted.
Huh?
Your audio is a little distorted.
You can hear me?
That's
Not
better.
bad.
Let me go. That's better.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you
There
like
we
this
go.
right here, Asia. That's first when we start off our show. The community, black community I was raised in Memphis, Tennessee, we always supported our Asian American brothers and sisters, okay? Now I don't know about other black communities you was raised in or whatever kind of community you was raised in, but I know in my household, my mama, we always supported other communities. And that's how I was raised. So I don't know nothing about that race. I don't deal with racism. I don't deal with it. I think it's ignorant. I don't deal with ignorant bitches.
Oh, wait!
And let me go down to the show because I know he got other people on the show. But I did not said there in the comment, and I did come back here. I did say it back in the comment, but I let them know what I come from the black community I was raised in. We did support our Asian brothers and sisters.
Okay.
So that's it. But let me go on with the show. Yes, I did. Let me tell you something. Diana come across. Diana want to tell me, girl, get on back here. You talking about, well, I don't go shopping, honey. But my clothes come to me. Girl, you are like you Queen Elizabeth. You ain't all that rich, okay? Come on out for that now, okay? Okay, you know you've been inside the stores and everything else, okay? You kind of feel like you got this over the top mentality and you don't do that, okay? And I don't know, you now I can say this like this right here. You was what you said about Sutton, but baby, you don't know that woman like that to say that stuff about that woman like that. Because if I was Sutton, I would have got your ass together. That's your
I believe
man,
that.
man, with your allegedly man, man. I believe that the women you was a damn man. That's how you probably got all the goddamn money. That's how you probably got all that damn money because you got girls on the goddamn corner selling the Kit Kat for you. Okay, allegedly. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But then I'm gonna say like this right here. Cal was not wrong because I do believe when Sutton said it, when she said on the first night, when she said on the first night on the first episode, she did say like she had no sympathy for Dorit. She said it like that. She said just like they picture her saying it. And you came across that way. And you probably didn't think like that, but that's how you came across. And but and I can understand Crystal's side too. Crystal was right though. She want her feelings to be violated. You know what I'm saying? She want her feelings to like say, which y'all was telling me well I was wrong, but she's doing the same. She's doing the same thing to Dorit, but now it's supposed to be white. And I think she just want her feelings to be violated. You know what I mean? She want her feelings to I may be saying it wrong. She want her
Validated.
feelings to come true. She want her feelings to be
Validated.
validated. Yeah. She want her feelings to be validated. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that. But at the end of the day, though, Crystal, I'm just saying, baby, dog, you did wrong, baby. Dog. I'm sorry, baby. Dog. It's a difference. Somebody bring you a jacket in your bedroom, baby, dog, and somebody holding a gun to your goddamn head. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're
It's a
right.
whole different ball game, and I can truly understand. I can truly understand what you coming from, but in that point, and no, and everybody couldn't figure out what she was talking about. I mean, you missing apples and oranges to me. But I understand your feeling because they did do you like that though. And I understand what you talking about. You were violated because when you brought out the definition does mean that you was violated. Because
Yeah.
you brought out the definition, you go back, you look it up the definition of whatever. You look it up.
Okay,
It
I got
does say it.
okay. I got a line out here, am I right? But thank you
Okay,
for that
darling. I just want to say that. I just want to say that I can't wait till next week.
one. Okay.
And next week all this stuff go down, so honey.
Yeah.
All
Cause
right.
I'm down and go sit down somewhere, baby doll. She doing too much for me.
All right, Lisa, let's go. Love you now.
Bye, baby.
All right, our next caller is going to be one of our newest viewers. Hey, Asia, how are you? Can you hear? There we go. Okay, can you hear?
Hey, Asia.
How are you?
Hi guys, how are y'all doing?
Pretty. Can you turn the audio down on the other video you're watching so it won't be echo into the video?
Hi guys, how are y'all doing?
Pretty, can you turn the audio down
Hey.
on the other video? You gotta like mute it. Mute it.
Hi guys, how are y'all doing?
Hold on one second.
Can you hear me better now?
I hear you, but someone's audio is playing. I think it's yours. So the audio of the YouTube video, just mute it. I hear you, but someone's audio is playing. I think it's yours. So the audio of the still going. YouTube video, just mute it. Okay.
We trying here.
Yeah, I just turned off my phone
Okay. Where are you watching the video?
on my laptop.
We trying here. Mute it.
Mute
Yeah,
it.
I just
So
turned
go
off
to
my
that.
phone.
Go to that video and hit the mute button. Where are you? There we go.
There we go.
But now she's muted. She
So
can't
now
talk.
she muted. I'm trying to work with you, but let me see. Is that better? Say something.
She's muted. She's on mute. You told her to mute it.
I
Oh,
just unmuted. Can you hear me now?
there we go.
Is it better?
Yes.
No, Cortez, you got the
We can hear you, but we also hear ourselves. So let me let someone else in. Just exit the entire YouTube out and just click that link and call back in. Okay, I'll let you back on. All right, Mel. What's up, Mel? Welcome to the link.
Oh my God.
Oh, hi. How you doing, guys? How you doing?
Hey,
How you
Mel.
doing?
Hey, Mel.
I'm doing good. You know, I was going to say, tonight episode, what's her name? Kyle did exactly what I thought she was going to do. The first chance she got to be alone with the crew, she telling them what Sutton said. And I think I just think that, like I said last week, I would never be in a scene with Kyle so she can get information to go to the group and talk behind my back. I mean, for me, I just think that Sutton was awkward because she was nervous or whatever it was. But I didn't think it was like she was saying that she wanted Dorit to be robbed. I think she just had a very weird response. And I don't think it was like, I think that in a group where you have Erika Jayne, being how she is, and then you're going to then take Sutton and say, well, you're this bad, whatever. It just seems very unbalanced to me in that way. And then I think Crystal, I like that she said that if her opinion didn't match what the group was feeling, that they will always say that she's wrong. I like that. I think that she still, there was something murky about, some of the things that she was thinking about there. And Diana Jenkins, the new character, the only thing I like about her is her glam squad, because there was a man in that scene with some brown pants on.
Yes, God.
I was gonna say in her scene, there was a man there with some brown pants, and I'm on Instagram right now looking to see her fucking. Okay, I'm like, who is that man in that room with her with the
He had a nice smile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Can y'all focus, please?
That's all I can. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna let some other people come up here and hopefully they get y'all laughing again.
Yeah. Listen, it is a crazy night, but thank you for calling. Okay, Mel.
You welcome.
All right. Yeah, Asia, if you want, you can try to call back. Just make sure that you mute the actual YouTube video that you're watching of us, and it's calling on maybe call on your phone as an easier device. But next caller is going to be Kyra. Hey, Kyra.
Hey,
Welcome
Kyra.
back to the lean.
Hello, everyone. You guys are rolling out on the floor, Jayne and Trace.
What's up?
This episode wasn't necessarily explosive, but I still think there are a bit of nuggets to take back. I think Crystal had a very much so large reaction because another YouTuber says this about Beverly Hills. It's fun to watch sometimes as a non-white person because you see white womening on each other. Crystal has already had this happen to her. And so she's watching Kyle enact this again on someone else. And she's like, oh my God, it's going to be my turn next. Because Crystal knows she doesn't have the gumption to not try to be on the it crowd again. As you see with the previews, my eyebrow is very raised about what she's going to do now. Because I'm confused how we go from her talking about how she felt invalidated about the violation situation and how her and son worked through it to the conversation about, tell me you're that girl. I'm trying to figure out where we go from that conversation to the other one. And so I have very much so pause with Crystal about that. I don't know how we make that jump. Diana, I felt like that was very classless. I found it interesting the flashback that they used for that, which was the table setting. Because I think it's classless for your friend to say, well, you stiffed a charity, and then have no backing up about what she's saying about someone essentially stealing from a charity about giving money and then taking it back last minute. I think that's classless, actually. So I find it interesting that you're calling someone sticking up for themselves classless, and I also think it's classless in the way in which she spoke up. She sounded like she was authoritative, but yet her positioning was so dismissive. And so I don't like that. I'm tired of Erika wallowing on the ground, begging Sutton to give her a moment. I am over it. You need to get away from me. It's not going to be fun until those earrings get brought up about how Mr. Tom bought those $1 million earrings with the law firm money and she didn't want to give them up. I'm ready for Garcelle to handle her ass over that. Other than that, I know, I'm ready for that. And other than that, I still cannot stand Kyle. Every time she gets on every season, she needs to stop because I don't understand how she has any fans. This seems like such an odd issue to press. I don't know who gets the phone, goes into the confessional, and plays the voicemail of your friend essentially calling you about how she's having a panic attack. I don't understand who does that.
I think he was asked by Dorit to do that. I
know. That's where I'm like, I don't think they don't understand that they're not helping. I know some people believe Dorit. I'm sorry, I don't believe Dorit. I don't understand how you have this large house and yet you don't have window breaker alerts on your first floor windows. That makes no sense to me. You've already been robbed once before. Sorry. So I don't understand. It doesn't make sense for you guys to make this her storyline like this, especially since none of you have the storyline. I'm tired of Kyle opening up a store every couple of years after she just closed the last one. I've been trying to figure out, I don't know how this is a business model. You are not LVP. LVP opens up a new restaurant and the old one is still open. Okay? She didn't close sometimes. The old one. Sometimes. But we've seen her open up the one in Beverly Hills. We've seen her open up one in Hampton. And now there's one in Pasadena.
Vegas.
Or La Quinta. The other two aren't open, I don't believe. So he needs to find something else. They all need to find something else. No one else has a storyline, and no one else really has anything going on. And I think Crystal is worried about her being the next target, which is why she's going to push it with Sutton. I'm very worried. Chase, I'm with you on this one. Crystal gives me pause. She gives me pause, and when she said it's not a safe space, that was a red flag calling card. And that's why Dorit got up and stood over Crystal and was trying to scream, what do you mean by that? Because they know what she meant by saying safe space. Yeah. Those are my thoughts right now.
I agree. Okay. Well, thank you for calling in, Kyra. I did have a question, but I forgot the question.
Oh, I know I rambled. Oh my God.
No, I was thinking about something else too. But if it come back, then I'll ask you anything, whatever. So
I will say,
okay.
Kyra has had this smoke for Crystal since her last season. Like from the jump, she has said she's giving me cause for pause. I don't like that she's playing this card. So like Kyra, I respect you still. Like I give people the benefit of the doubt. She's looking good to me, but you and Chase are got smoke for her.
She gives me cause for pause because basically it's like my background very diverse, and so I wasn't until college where I got the Asian friend that made me feel like the Black friend, and Crystal kind of gives me that. And so it's not that, it's just
Crystal is the queen of the show.
no, Andrew, no. And so I just like her feelings are very valid about like her eating disorder and how they did railroad her over that issue. They really did. But then I'm like, why are we talking about especially since apparently Sutton, you have been friends and I've made it up. So I'm confused why we're going back to something else. I got what she was meaning in that moment. Because for me, the situations aren't necessarily the same, but what you're doing is the same. You're trying to force someone to feel the same way that you do, especially since you have nothing else going on in your life. So you feel like this is the issue you can push. Because Kyle was rolling her neck far too much for me.
He was trying to defend Sutton, but it just didn't.
She was trying to defend Sutton, but she was kind of, making it slightly about herself while trying to defend her. She was kind of doing a Kyle, but not that well.
Not as bad, but Kyle really bothered me there with her on the floor in her dirty ass house with the dogs eating off the plates and stuff like that, running over the tables. I'm just saying, I don't care how large the home is, it can still be dirty on the inside, and that means the dogs eating off the plates and you're not washing them afterwards, and still people are eating off.
They drink out the toilet. I mean, dogs do that, but I mean, they eat. That's just nasty. All right, Carol, I got some more callers.
Bye, Carol.
Bye.
Thank you for calling in. All right. All right. Our next caller is going to be, hey, Megan. Welcome back to the lead.
Hey guys, long time no call.
How are you?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I have been watching though, even though I haven't been calling it. I have been watching.
I've seen you in the comments.
Yes. I will start off by saying Cortez Garcelle did get up and move. So she needs to have her black card revoked because she didn't move from the dog. She did. If you watch back, she did. She got up. She
sat back down.
No.
Back down. I would have never sat back on that couch. I'd be like, that is disgusting.
No, when she was around Lisa was on the patio, and that's when the dog got it. And she was like, she got up and she went in the house. And if you see, she says, "Oh, what are you guys doing over here?" But the dog followed. What was she supposed to do? Anyway, she moved. She removed her first of it. She tried. But no, I feel like Diana is so thirsty. I thought she was thirsty since the first trailer when she called herself a villain. Nobody on these franchises who is a villain calls themselves a villain. No one does. Kenya doesn't call herself the villain. Lisa Vanderpump has never called herself a villain. Who else is a villain? Vicky from OC, Teresa.
Tamara.
The people who are villains never call themselves as such, even though we all know they are. So she has always given me thirsty. She gives me very much, yes, I'm very, very wealthy, but I'm not famous, and now I can be famous. So that's all that is to me. And I mean, even if there is a little bit of substance of what she said to Sutton, like, yes, we all know that she is awkward and clumsy and whatever, but it's like, you've known this girl 3 minutes and you've been in this group for 30 seconds. Like, who are you to say that about anybody in this group? So I think, I forgot who said it, but it does give very much, she was put on game of who Sutton was, because I think she was introduced as Lisa's friend, so she was put on game. She was like, this is who Sutton is, what she's done in the past, so just be on guard, quote unquote, whatever that means. And I mean, I don't know if like when the confessionals are like recorded, because maybe Sutton knew all of that stuff that Erika was begging Miss Diana for the rings. Maybe she already knew about that before she got in the confessional. That's why she called her a gold digger, because that's exactly what she was acting like when she said, "Oh, you can pay for this, can't you?" Like, girl, please sit back and just have your Xanax and drink your gin and tonic and just be quiet, because I don't understand why you're begging this lady for money on camera. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then trying to have this back and forth with Sutton, and it's obviously not working. Like, nobody said anything if you caught it when she said Sutton is the common denominator, and no one said anything, because it's just like, girl, what are you talking about? No one said a word. No one said anything. So I don't know. I don't know when we'll be free of Erika. I don't know if whenever. I don't know, but she is tacky. I think it's time for her to go. And yes, whoever said Garcelle. The thing is Garcelle doesn't travel with glam. That's the whole thing, right? If all of the girls didn't travel with glam, they would all look the same as far as the hair. I did like the dress, but if all of them didn't travel with glam, they wouldn't be as obviously made up as they are. But I was just like the hair, the wig, I wanted to give me something, but it's not giving me what I want. Please, like, can you just the one strand of hair to the side? I was like, if you just
She still looks better than them.
She does. You're right, but that's the innate beauty. That's like innate like black girl magic beauty that she has. But I just like I want her to be as like in confessionals in real life always. The last episode she looked gorgeous, like beautiful. Beautiful. I'm just like.
Was that the one when the wig was kind of far back a little bit? No,
that one. That one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The side swoop and like the long bundles and like the Hanifa dress. I was like, yes, this is giving me all that I ever wanted. Yes, this is what I want. And the last thing I'll say is like Sutton. I love Sutton, but it's what Sutton needs to learn is that when in doubt, just be quiet. And I feel like that could have went a long way earlier with Kyle. Then again, Kyle is evil. And I hope she's caught on now because Kyle did say, she said the whole thing about the backstabbing. And then Kyle said, no, I don't stab you in your back. I stab you in your front. And Sutton said, I know. So I'm just like, does this mean that you really know? Does that mean that you are going to be careful what you say around her? I mean, I don't really see any posts of Sutton and Kyle like on her feed or anything. It's usually Garcelle and Crystal. I mean, I don't know if she really knows that this is not your friend at all. She will stab you in the front with a smile. That is Kyle. Like that is what she does. But I feel like she is awkward. There is something about her that I do get, even though she's like a 50-year-old white lady and I am not, but I get it. I get her in a way, but I'm just like, sometimes Sutton, it's okay to just, when in doubt, just don't say anything because Kyle will take whatever you say, whatever, if it was meant well, if it wasn't, if it was whatever it was, and take it, twist it, flip it, turn it, and reverse it, and do anything she wants with it. So I really do hope that she knows that now, if not during the season, now that the season is wrapped, that's not your friend. She's never been your friend. So and that's all.
I'm glad Sutton said that instead of what she really wanted to say was, but girl, she didn't get robbed. That's what
That's what she wants to say. That's what she wants to say.
Listen, all of these things coming out saying that there was no report of a gun. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, even freaking Dorit. I really, 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 really hope she was not lying about this. But listen, there are some things that have like contradicted what she says. One of the things being that there was no gun reported. So I'm just like, what does that mean when you said you had a gun to your head, girl? So I don't know, but that's all I got. Overall, I would give this episode a 6. It was kind of a snooze. Wasn't that great? But it was entertaining enough. So, all right, bye guys.
All right, thank you, Megan, for calling in with the facts. She's actually our last caller today, but thank you, Megan. Okay. All right. That was going to be our last caller. We had plenty of callers today, and we had a few more, but we cannot get to them all today. As we've run short on time. Really good show, fairly okay episode in my opinion, but really good show overall. It's really fun. I can't wait for next week and just to see what happens with, when Crystal switches it up or whatever. And yes, I have seen the comments talking about Kathy. I've been following some of the stories about what happened with Kathy, like, all of the claims and what's been going on, but I want to see it play out personally. Mm-hmm. So I've kind of stayed away from because we're actually watching it. But it sounds messy. And I don't know. I found it very interesting that somebody like Kathy with so much money and that is so well known and high profile, how she's going to deal with a reality TV scandal. I feel like this is probably why she asked for so much money allegedly to come back. But I'm just curious because she should have known dealing with Kyle, being Kyle's sister, that she was going to end up in some really hot shit. And I think by the end of the season, we're going to all have a different opinion on Kathy. if it's true. So I don't know. We haven't seen her yet, though. We haven't seen her at all, and this must be the time in which she was negotiating that, whatever, because we ain't seen her at all. And we know that the wedding was apparently before this episode here, right? They mentioned it, so she's been around,
the engagement of something
on the camera. So
yeah.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and lean out. Thank you all for watching. Asia, I see you called back in, but we got to get out of here. What? Y'all want to let Asia on? It's Asia's first time.
Yes, let her on.
We're gonna let Asia on.
Put her on the timer.
All right, Asia, you got audio right now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, it was your first time, so I said, let me go ahead and get on. So what is up?
Oh God.
Welcome to the link, first of all. How did you find the channel?
It popped up on my feed.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, let me see what they talking about. Oh, Jesus, Lord have mercy. I feel like Sutton sitting at the table in that horrible Dolce & Gabbana dress, giving total business.
Oh no!
Oh Lord have mercy.
No.
Okay, you're pregnant. God help us. Look, we all know that Kyle has been a gaslighter and a it starter since season 1.
Yeah.
She will backstab, backpedal and peep pop to make herself the victim. That girl cries more than, Candace at a reunion. So I feel like this season, Sutton is cutting everybody with a red bottom in the jugular. She has come with it. And last week's episode, when she told Erika to shut up, I was like, I'm here for you, girl. Team Sutton.
Yes.
I think Garcelle may be taking just a back seat, because the quieter you are, the more you hear. She's sitting and observing before she really actually says something. Just like we saw in that clip with her and Erika. I don't need to say, make you look bad. You're doing that on your own. All you have to do is sit back and let the cake bake, and it will show you everything that you need to see. So there's really nothing to be said. Sutton, I love what she's doing this season because she is not just taking it. And that's something that we really haven't seen with too many of the girls, because we saw how it was when LVP was on there. It was kind of like, okay, somebody dishes it, somebody takes it, and nobody really hears anything until maybe later on or at the reunion, and then they're the villain. They're made the villain. So I think Sutton is going to like one them up on that, because she's already kind of like did that in last week's episode by like apologizing to Rinna if she felt offended, and then turned around and handed her business. Like, I'm just saying.
You can't argue with receipts.
I mean, you really can't. I mean, she could really come out there and call everybody a boatload of bitches and then go home. But what's the point? There's no need to do that, because y'all make yourselves look like fools all of the time.
Asia, I'm over here laughing at these comments because when you came in, everybody was like, go ahead, Asia, talk your shit. And then all of a sudden, when you said Candace, somebody said, now hold up, wait a minute, hold up,
we support you. We support you.
As an IO psychologist, listening to that part, honey,
list your credentials.
Your mother has all of the issues in the DSM.
Well, that's a different show. Hold on, Potomac on. Yeah, hold on.
You better be calling it for Potomac.
I even stopped watching that because of her and Giselle. I was just like, I can't do it. I just really can't. But you see the same things across all the platforms. Yeah. You know, the bullying, the baiting, it's just like, I'm gonna turn the channel on you bras, because y'all doing the same thing and y'all getting on my nerves and y'all pretentious for no reason. Erika, please go and find a sugar daddy. The way she was jumping all over Diana last week, Diana don't roll that way, baby. She don't want you.
Yeah. She might want Diana to sell her too, like she did them young.
Maybe she already worked for her. I mean, she worked for Tom. Tom was a pimp too. In the courthouse.
I mean, we already know what your game is. And like I had put in the comments, you sitting up here talking about something. Yes, bravo. Do your research. You can find out about how I was vindicated, baby. They found out that you received that money honey, and never paid it back. Girl, you and your $10,000 a day glam squad for what? For what? Give that horse his bundles back and leave us alone, okay?
Okay. All right, Ace, we have to get ready to lean out, but thank you for calling in. I'm glad you found the channel. We
Love
hear
it.
at the same time every week.
I subscribed. Yes.
Okay, subscribe. Have a good
All right,
night.
fellas. You
Bye, Asia.
I'm glad Asia joined. And,
I've never seen the crowd turned on her so fast.
No, I've never seen it. But you know what I can say is the crowd over at the lean was split. There was some that was saying, go Candace. Some was like, wait a minute, the hub, not Candace. So that's what
Sammy,
I like.
Sammy was in the comments saying, let her say her piece.
Right. Our channel is not biased to one person. We just go all over the way. So for the final time, we definitely gonna lean out because Dan is like, oh no, I gotta get to bed for my moo on, child. But yeah, thank y'all for watching tonight. Be sure to like this video if you hadn't already. Thank you. Shout out to Antonio for constantly saying that in the chat. And shout out to everybody that called in today. Megan, Asia, Demisio tried to call in, but we ended up cutting the calls at that time. Lisa called in. Kyra and who else? Anybody else? Somebody?
Mel called in.
Mel and Megan.
And correct. Megan. Yeah.
Megan.
And the chat room was hopping.
Some names like Eliza and a lot of the names I've never seen before, but I'm glad y'all are watching and continue to spread the word, not just for Beverly Hills, but also for Atlanta and then soon to be Dubai. They showed a clip of that and it looked kind of interesting.
It looked good.
So I was like, but we'll see. We'll see y'all next week for Beverly Hills. Again, like this video and y'all have a good rest of y'all Wednesday and a happy what's this? Memorial Day weekend. We're not here for Atlanta. They are not showing an episode this Sunday, so we won't see y'all until Wednesday. So see y'all next week, okay? Have a good night.